in there because you got going slow than you probably used to. The car up, but you kept the clutch and the power going. That's good. Look on some counterweighted.
Okay.
Counterweighted. Well, let's do this first. Let's do this. It's a little quicker head turn.
Okay.
I'll turn here a little bit quicker. Okay. All right. Let me do that.
All right.
Start there. Nothing else changes.
Hey, can you do one inside with one little thing?
In the two, yeah. That's 18 feet. That's normal when we do it.
Okay.
But yeah, you're fine.
Now the fact that I came in on this
Yeah,
side
right. You're like, yeah. That's fine. Yep. Maybe have a little more kind of island through. So go and shut off for a minute. Let me go over this real quick. And you're fine. You can auto through these turns pretty good. So what we have what we call a little bit of reserve RPMs. Okay. What that is see how you kind of island through it.
Yeah.
So we like to have a little bit of RPM stored up. Okay. Because remember you control with the clutch, and what that does is it makes the bike a couple things. It makes the bike more stable.
Okay.
So it's kind of going. Two is this: if I'm in the turn and I feel like I need more clutch out, and I let more clutch out, if you auto through it, the bike's kind of sluggish, right?
Right.
If you have a little power stored up, and I'll let a little more clutch out, the bike's more responsive.
Okay.
So we have a little bit of what we call that reserve RPM.
All
okay.
Right.
These bikes do pretty good. They do start easier than like because you don't want to get in there idling through and then you feel like you're going down, you let too much clutch out too fast, and you stall the bike. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It also helps to keep you from stalling it. If you have a little bit of RPM stored up. It doesn't have to have a lot. The book for hard said like 12 to 1500. You don't have to. Somebody asked me, hey, how much RPM? Man, I don't know. I go by sound.
Yeah.
So I put a camera on. Yeah, I put a camera on, and on my Kawasaki, I'm about what am I? I'm about 2,000 to 1,800 on the Kawasaki because it's just gear different. It's different, right? On the Harley, I'm about 12, 15 different bikes. So, but don't worry about so much about that. Just worry about having a little bit of throttle. If you're too high one time, that's fine. Just hold what you got, or roll up the throttle a little bit, right? So sometimes when I turn, what happens is when you turn, our wrist tends to roll. Right? So if you start finding yourself like when you're turning, like revving the engine a lot, all you gotta do is stiffen up that wrist a little bit, like you're going to punch, and then it'll keep it from rolling as I'm turning.
Okay.
So instead of doing this, you stiffen the wrist just a little bit, it'll keep you from. Yep. That's the same thing with the clutch. A lot of times on the left side, when the clutch is in here, they tend to pull it, and then they tend to pull the clutch in a little bit, and then lose that power onto the wheel. In a vertical, the fingers want to squeeze in as you turn. Same thing, you stiffen the wrist up a little bit, and now you can do that without. Okay. If you have issues with that, cool. Like it. All right. A couple more. Don't overthink it. Same thing, power the wheel well, and just turn your head a little quick. All right.
That's easier said than done.
Yeah, it is. It is. Not bad. Probably better when you came in, right? Not bad.
Awesome.
Cool. So, is that one more thing today?
Okay.
And then we'll go on to
Okay.
let's talk about the rear brake.
Okay.
The rear brake is what we use to control our speed. So we don't want to use the front brake.
Right.
Some good rotary riders, when we get speed straight away, you go to stop, we 12 brake in. When I turn, we're off the front brake.
Right.
Okay? We don't need to do all that. No, we're not trying to do all that. We're just trying to be better riders, better than average riders, right? So, I don't recommend covering, you're not, but I don't recommend covering the front brake when we're doing slow speed maneuvers, because remember when we get spooked, we do that, and then that's what happened to you, right? You want to squeeze that front brake in, you're covering it, and then the bad things happen.
I watched the video where I got a tip from pro tip Paul.
Yeah, that's right.
He said,
That's right. That's
do
right.
not use that front brake.
Yeah, not on slow speed. No.
Save my life, that road.
It'll hurt you more than it'll help you. So, how we control our speeds with the rear brake, okay? So, the analogy I give for the rear brake is, you're trying to have an egg between your foot and your brake pedal, right? You want this enough pressure when you use it. And I'll tell you when in a minute. When you use the rear brake, you want this enough pressure. You can feel the brake. You can feel the brake engage, but not crush the egg. Right? You want to crush the egg when they're stopping, and the bike starts doing this, and then you can start the bike. All we're trying to do when we're making a turn is slow the bike down. We're not trying to stop. Right? So it's like you do when you came through a smooth stop here, how you just drug the rear brake out there. It's the same concept, right? We're not trying to stop. Okay? So, no, I'm just telling you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just telling you how we use it. I'm going to tell you the whole thing. So, are you using rear brake at all in your turns, or are you letting the bike take you?
Pretty much on the bike.
Okay, good. Yeah, so this is going to take your turn. So, two times you use the rear brake. Okay, one is prior to my turn. So, because remember, speed equals radius. If I go on fast and I start my turn fast, speed equals radius, right? So, if I get my speed down before I start my turn, and then I start my turn, that's going to time your turn up just by itself.
Right.
Okay? So, you use it prior to your turn. Going in, I'm a little fast, slow down a little bit. Then when I start my turn, I may or may not be braking my turn. Okay? Now,
I'm braking before I turn.
yeah, if you use the speed set prior, that's one way you can do it. Okay? Now, in your turn, and you start going wide, while you're in your turn, you can drag your rear brake while you're in your turn.
Okay.
What does that do? Take speed off the bike will lean more, and then it'll time your turn while you're in the middle of your turn. Okay? Those two times you can use it. So, you're going there, you back yourself for going a little bit wide, you can drag that brake, and watch how the bike will slow down, and then time your turn. Alright? So there's two ways you can use it. So that's, nothing else changes. That's only one thing at a time. A lot of times, when I learned this, you probably know, if you tell somebody something, especially when they don't have everything new, if you add too much, when I tell you one thing, something goes out the window. Something goes out the window for at least the first couple times, then everything kind of starts coming together again. That's why I never get more than one thing at a time. But you're doing great on the other one, so I'm going to add this one. So if you find yourself going, nothing changes, except for if you find yourself going wide, drag the brakes. Okay. Now, another tip, I'm going to tell. A lot of people, whenever in any slow speed maneuver situation, parking lot, I ride with my rear brake covered. Okay. That way, if you ride with it on, a lot of people ride with it here on the footboard, and then now when I need to slow down, or I'm getting close to the object, you got to move it, and then when you move it, the bike's still going forward, and then that promotes that hard brake. It's already on there. Alright? Alright. Nothing else changes. If you're going wide, just drag the brake a little bit, right? A little bit off here. got maybe a little more control through your turns too, right? A little more stable.
No, that feels
a little more
so
stable
much more
too.
comfortable.
Yes.
Like I have been so uneasy with turns.
Yep. It's the principles. It's just the principles.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And I like when the light comes on, you're like, ah. So a lot of people overthink it, but till you know the principles and understand how it works, and once you understand it, and every time where you're gonna, you know, stuff happens, it's like anything else. You just, at least you know, kind of, you know, power to. The main thing is keeping that power to your wheel. The bike never felt like it was gonna fall over. Any of that stuff, right? You have that constant power going to your wheel. Right. Yep.
Yeah. No, I never felt like it was gonna fall over.
Yep. And that was pretty good a turn. So we'll any questions on anything? So next time we come, we'll add to that. We'll add the counterweighting because you're not bad. You're not really leaning with it much, so I'm not gonna mess with you right now.
That's what my friend told me. He's like, you can lean more. I was like,
Right.
no, I'm gonna stay upright.
Yep. Yeah, slow speed stuff. You want to stay upright. You want to stay upright and let the motorcycle do all the leaning underneath you, ideally. If I'm going to the left, you want to lean to the high side of the bike some. That's where the counterweighting comes in. You can counterweight opposite of the bike and let the bike do the work. And you'll see that. We'll talk about it next time.
Okay.
We'll talk about it next time. I want to give you a little spin on it.
Pull over here.
Yeah, pull over there, yeah.